Hello, fun people. Hello. How's it going? Hope everybody is doing well. Might just me be here. That's okay. I am feeling a tiny bit sick. My back hurt. Hmm. Hey! Okay. I was listening. I was bored and I was reminded how much I like the Squirrel Girl podcast. So I decided I was listening to that a little bit, and I decided to try and draw Squirrel Girl. Have I recommended this podcast to people yet? I'm trying so hard for. I want people to listen to it so badly, and nobody has yet. How's it going, eh? Do you not know who Squirrel Girl is? Oh, the most underrated Marvel hero in the world. She has all the powers of a squirrel. Oh, ew! I hate. That does not sound fun. Yes, it's a. I don't know. I really liked. I really. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah. No. It's that's what it is. It's a fun comic. It's a comic that I've used to try and get younger people into comics before because it is relatively like it doesn't have like a lot of lore, and people can just kind of pick it, start reading it. You don't need to understand anything about the Marvel universe to really read it, and it is lighthearted, and nice, and not run by miserable dudes in their 50s. And Ryan North writes it. So if you like Ryan North wrote most of the modern ones. So if you like Ryan North, do you know who Ryan North is? Maybe this is maybe I'm old now, and this is an old person reference now. Ryan North. Oh. Have you ever read Dinosaur Cops? Dinosaur Comic? Dinosaur Comics? He wrote that. Ryan North is one of the like old uh, was one of like the big five webcomic creators. He also has a very fun comic out called he writes a lot of like really funny little comics. He wrote the it's called like alternative. It's an alternative. It's a choose your own adventure of Romeo and Juliet, where you're allowed, where you choose, where you can change the story to make it better. It's funny. It's a really fun comic. Anyways, you're young. That's okay. You're young. How are you feeling? Yeah. Look up Dinosaur Comics sometime. Those are really fun. Dinosaur Comics. Yeah, it's really fun. Dinosaur Comics is really fun. That was his webcomic. He had another one. Um, is him. I always kind of consider him the guy who did Archwood and the guy who did Doctor McNinja to be like the three inventors of, well, and the Penny Arcade guys obviously are as kind of the inventors of what webcomic humor was in the 2000s. And the scene has totally changed, and I have no idea what it is, what's it like now. But yeah. Squirrel Girl is really fun. And anyway, so they did a podcast, which is they did a podcast, and the premise is Squirrel Girl. This is also, I may have been playing Marvel Rivals a little bit. This is what she looks like. And the premise is Squirrel Girl has been publicly found out, and now she's running her own podcast about being a superhero. It's free. Marvel does these podcasts, and I've banged on about them so much before to other people. They're free. They're free podcasts, and I love them so much, and nobody cares about them, and I'm always so frustrated because in some ways that's the best Marvel stuff that they've put out in years. It are these podcasts. It's like everything, it's an interconnected universe, but it's all free. It's all free. You can listen to it on any podcast platform for free. And it's all like super high quality, like voice acting and stuff. And I love them so much, and nobody cares about them. Nobody cares about them, and I'm like, people, Ronald McDonald. Hey, how's it going, Ronnie? Anyways. I don't think they do. I'm good. I would. For you, I would really recommend the Squirrel Girl podcast. I think that will be right up your alley. And it's being and Squirrel Girl is voiced by well, she does those AT&T commercials. Let's see. I don't know. I haven't. Let's see. How's it going, Ronald? Maybe. Let's see. Uh, I don't see it. No, I don't see one. Um, Doctor McNinja guy, who I consider like one of the other old founders of at least the Western webcomic world. He then went on to why can I say words? He then went on to create, well, sort of create, mostly create Gwenpool, which I always find really funny. He was the main writer on Gwenpool. Anyway, so that's the link to the Squirrel Girl one. I can't. I want people to listen to it because it's such a fun show. It's so fun, and the main actress, the main actress is so good in that. Oh wait, why did I post it on Twitch when you're on YouTube? The main actress is so good in that. See, she was gonna get Squirrel Girl was. They were gonna make a show starring the characters, but then it got canceled, But anyways, there we go. Yeah. There we go. Why did I post it on Twitch? You're on YouTube. Anyways. Wastelander. The Wastelanders one was so good. People should listen to those, but that's a harder sell. The Wastelanders one takes place in a post-apocalyptic future where the supervillains won, where the supervillains of Marvel united and it took over the world, and it follows the remaining superheroes now who are older. There's so many good ones. There is the Wolverine one is great. It stars Robert Picardo as Wolverine. Oh my god! What a fun. The T2 himself as Wolverine. What great casting! I'm mad about that casting. My casting is so good and nobody is listening to it. Sorry. Have you seen Terminator 2? Sorry. I just realized these are... we mostly... Sorry. Well, Terminator 2 is pretty famous, but I kind of assumed you hadn't. That feels like I assumed you might not have seen Terminator 2. And I'm going to guess also not Terminator 1. It's such a good movie. That's yeah. Terminator 2 is really famous because it has maybe one of the it's Sarah Connor, who's many film historians consider her to be one of the first. No, I mean that's a loaded question, but she's considered one of the great action heroines of all time, Sarah Connor. It's Arnold Schwarzenegger. It's about robots and robots coming to kill the future savior of humanity. Terminator 2. Sarah Connor's son is John Connor. Terminator 2. Okay, what were you looking for? Am I tempted to play it? Am I tempted to play it right now? Yes. Knowing full well we would get in trouble? Yes. Do I? Sorry. Listen, if you let me, I will just talk about movies I like. the scene with it's just and the roses and chun, 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 chun. Out of the way, punk. So many good scenes in that movie. Sorry, I'm talking too much about myself. I'm curious what the reference is. Out of the way, punk. It's funny. I was thinking about like Arnold Schwarzenegger. You don't really see an actor like Arnie much anymore, do you? I was trying to think if we have like an equivalent of Arnie. Like most actors nowadays, we expect to be somewhat good, and Arnie was. I don't know. It's hard to quantify. For some reason, I am. Welcome back, Artbot. Hey, hey, Ronaldo. Hey, Artbot. How's it going? Welcome, welcome. Welcome back. You were just Nelly. How's it going, Nell? So what are we all doing today? How did it go? How did it go? Tell me about it. Tell me about it. How did it all play out for you? So Ronaldo, how are things? What are you up to these days? I'm certainly excited to see what reference A found because I'm curious what that is. Nope, nope, nope. Gonna resist making the joke that just popped in my head. Very cool. Did you have fun? Okay. Awesome. You should. Our college is a good time. Not that I know. No, it's me. I was gonna go like, oh, so I was just thinking, you playing a sad pathetic nerd girl. Not that hard for you, is it? See, that's me. But that's the first thought that popped in my head. Is it? That is. Hi, Robin. Yes, right. It's a fun experience. Cool. You want to share some of your art? So tell me a little bit about what did you do exactly? Yeah, when it works well, it's really fun. Hello, Robin. How's it going? So, Ronaldo, who would you say are some of your favorite artists? You should. That's a good time. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. It is life, you know. Life. What I've learned about life and stuff is that we go, this is all cycles, and okay. What I've learned is like you shouldn't be upset that it's over. Just keep in mind that this is all a cycle and stuff comes around again. Nothing is permanent. Okay. Okay. That's a fun way of doing stuff. Okay. I'm excited. Oh, that's beautiful. And there I am. There I am just in the corner. That's awesome. I'm also impressed by your art. Yeah, but that's the thing. It's circle. Yeah, I know it's hard not to, and just saying, well, don't do it is not helpful. But you are correct. You are correct to try and not guilt yourself over that. Welcome back. This is your drawing. Which one's your drawing? Is it this one or this one? Either or is very good. I think it's this one, right? How did so Nelly? How did this come about? Oh, look at this! Look at this! Look at this! Look at this! Look at this character. Did you do it? That's adorable. That's an adorable character. Nelly, I'm so excited that you had a good time. Yes. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Let me send you the link, Ronaldo. Let me send you the link. Yeah. Boom. There it is. The link has officially been sent. That's very cool. See, that's why I like D&D because it's kind of like a group. Um, you should. That's, that's awesome to hear. I'm glad. I'm glad for that. See, D&D is fun because it's like I think one of the few times people really get to experience like group theater in public, and I think it's a fun experience. And it's good to it's fun and it's nice to have that be a little bit structured because I think sometimes people get a little nervous without structure. I'm glad you had a good time. If people know, A knows this. I'm currently working on a D&D campaign, which should hopefully be ready by this Friday. I may have double booked myself with a lot of extra things I have to do, so I might have to talk about that in a minute. See if I can get a handle on most things, on a couple of things, but we'll see. No, but that's what's kind of fun about D&D is you kind of just go with the roll with the punches. Is like I intended them to be this cool guy, but I keep screwing up my persuasion checks, and now I look like a weird nerd. That's what's fun. That's what it's more fun to roll with the punches of things going wrong than than yay. I always think that's where like the real fun. That's where the real creativity is. Like, how do you deal with things just going very, very wrong? Yeah, yeah. The D&D campaign I'm working on, I have it mostly figured out. Now I'm just trying to get maps ready for it and stuff like that. Please do. Which is always the most annoying part of any of this stuff is the maps. So I love that. That's so funny. Okay. Let's see some of this art. Let's see some of this art. Oh, I love it when it does. I love it when it freezes like this. That's always so fun. That's always so fun. It freezes. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's beautiful. Look at this. Look at this. This is Ronaldo. Is posting. I love that. Ah, that's gorgeous. Love that. Love that. That's really cool. Boop. Boop. No, I really like that. That's so fun. Please do. It's such a fun. It's such a funny character trait. I just like that. I like that it kind of comes about accidentally. Also, I always see the thing is with me. I always play like big, boisterous characters because that fits my personality a lot more. But the connection is I have a tendency to screw up roles no matter what I do. So they often look like idiots who don't know what they're talking about. So I'll play like a big boisterous like guy who's very confident in himself, and then I screw everything. I keep screwing roles up. So it's like, oh no, this is a dum dum. This guy's a dum dum who doesn't know what he's doing. So okay, let's see some more. I like this very collage style you've got going on. That's very I like this very collage style. I think that's very cool. Yeah, pretty much, pretty much, pretty much. I think that's really cool, Renato. Yeah, just keep making mistakes. No matter what you do, just keep making mistakes. Anyways, so Nelly, do you plan on playing again? Do it. That sounds great, Ronaldo. Yeah. Very fun. Yeah, it's always a good time, I think, D&D, when it goes right. Do you ever watch any of those D&D horror story things? I kind of fell into what, I was trying to get some thoughts, and I kind of fell into watching them. You know, yeah. I have to say, people seem to. Every time somebody tells me about a D&D party, somebody is always a tabaxi. I never see that as like the. Yeah. I mean, take heed in knowing that there's a good chance that some of those are just absolute. There's no way all of those are real, and some people are just making stuff up. But if even half of them are true, they're very bizarre. Yeah, I always think that's so. I it's I just think it's an interesting fact. It seems that people just really, because I've heard like maybe mixed things from older D&D players about tabaxis, but it seems that young people really like them. Something something I should keep in mind. Very good list of names. Yeah, I guess. But you don't see it as much like with bird people and stuff. The bird people, or I don't know. I always, I was talking about this with somebody. I always prefer if people do like living animals. Like, I don't know. There's a little part of me like that likes drawing them more like the actual animals. Like, because sometimes people ask me to do furry stuff, and I always get kind of bored with like just drawing like people with furry heads. So I like drawing it more like realistic as I can. I don't know. That's more fun for me to draw. I prefer those sorts. Not that there's anything wrong with furries. Yeah. Apparently, I was banned from doing this at the table I was part of. I wanted to. I had a barbarian character, and I wanted to like do multi-class them with a cleric, and I was quickly banned from doing that. Yeah. Ah. Do you guys want to hear? Do you guys want to hear? I've had a. Do you guys want to hear my solution for dungeon DMPCs? Do you, the solution I came up with for DMPCs? Because some people that is a very controversial subject, the DMPC in the land of tabletop role playing games. I talk like I'm an expert. I am I am a high amateur in all of this, but I do know that's a very controversial subject. I came up with a little bit of a world building workaround if I ever need to use them. Do you guys want to hear what it is? It's something I'm very proud of. Because I think it's a funny idea. So, I created a fictional order. They're a fictional order of monks. And they're called the Brotherhood of Destiny Alignment. And the whole point of them is that they have the ability to see into the. They have the ability to intuit people's destinies, and if they find that something is gone off, they send one of their order out to help whoever needs it. But the order is sworn to silence and will return the second return to the Brotherhood the second their job is done. So it's just a mysterious monk who pops up, will help for a few minutes, will help as needed, and then disappear. And they're never allowed to talk, and they're instructed that they must never interfere with their clients. And that's my little workaround, just to not make sure that people don't get mad at any if we need special help. I'm very proud of myself. I'm always very proud of myself. I don't know if you people know. No, anyways. So, Ronaldo, have you ever played Dungeons and Dragons? Although everybody's mad at D&D right now. If you haven't heard, everybody's mad at D&D at the moment for a lot of reasons, but there's a part of me that wants to learn how to do Pathfinder, but I don't know. There's so much I don't understand. Pathfinder confuses and scares me as a person. Not to say that the people who are into Pathfinder also confuse and scare me, which they do. Those. So, Nelly, would you play a longer campaign if you would you join a longer campaign? So was it a lot of was it a lot of fighting, or was it like more role playing? Yeah. The big controversy with D&D is that combat can stretch pretty far. So I notice a lot of people these days kind of can. My big complaint with D&D is that combat can go on for a long time. So I'm noticing like a lot of people nowadays are trying to minimize the amount of combat people have to do, which I think is very fair. Because yeah, it can go on for a while. There's another system called Savage Lands that I've been curious to try at some point, which, according to most people, is a much faster paced combat system. Because especially once players get quite high level, then it's like, man, that shit can last for days. You can go like hours just on combat. Yeah. What's your favorite so far? What did you? What was your character? What was your character? What was your character that you played? I assume it's a Tiefling. You were playing a Tiefling. Am I saying those right? I'm always terrified. I've been terrified forever that I'm saying it wrong. Oh yes. Oh, is it? Are these your ghosts? I recognize the girl. Oh, that's very awesome. Tiefling. Yeah, I knew I was. Uh, if you guys follow me for a while, you'll realize I pronounce everything wrong. Tiefling. Tiefling. Okay. If you guys notice me, I pronounce everything wrong. I always, for some reason, anytime I see a word, I come up with the most bizarre pronunciation of it, unless somebody tells me what it is. It has gotten me into so many, like, it is always embarrassing because I always get it so wrong. Tiefling. What? Why can't they just call them demons? That's clearly what they are. That's cool. Yeah, I know. Well, no. Anyways, there's a whole story. Yes, of course. There's a whole story. Yeah, but there's a whole story. They did that for a very specific reason. Not exactly artistic. Get some A. Yeah, yeah. You know that there was a whole dumb moral panic about D&D, right? Here's the thing. I'm going to throw this out there. I don't think they thought about that too hard they until everybody got mad at them, so they had to make it very clear. Like I have deep suspicion that this was not. I have a deep suspicion that there wasn't really like a master plan to all of this, and they just kind of made it. They've just been kind of making it up as they go along. Squirrel Girl. Drawing Squirrel Girl. That was just, do you know who Squirrel Girl is? I'm surprised. I thought this is a character that had kind of popped off lately. I was just recommending to a Squirrel Girl. I was listening. I was listening to. Yeah, yeah. Well, because it's not there yet. Have you ever heard of the Squirrel Girl podcast, Nelly? Do you know what the Squirrel Girl podcast is? Okay, okay. Maybe I can convince you because nobody heard about this and it made me sad because it was really good. So this is an official Marvel. This is an official Marvel thing that Marvel did. Marvel produced an audio podcast that starred. It's a fiction podcast that starred Squirrel Girl, and it's about her running her own. It's her running her own podcast at college, and it featured. And it's an in-universe Marvel podcast, and it features interviews from other Marvel. It features in universe superhero interviews. Yeah. Oh no 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 no! I'm not accusing you. Yeah. No no. Well, also it's not really done yet. The deep it's just the very basic outline is there. It needs to be filled out a lot more. But yeah. But yeah, it features in. It's free. It's free, by the way. It's free. But it features in-universe interviews with superheroes, and it's really quite funny. It's written by the same. It's written by the same guy who wrote a lot of her comics, Ryan North, and Ryan North is a very funny guy. So yeah, it's really quite good. If you like lighthearted superhero comedies, you should give it a chance. You don't really need to know anything about the Marvel universe going in. It is actually technically it takes place in the Marvel comic universe, but I just want more people to listen to the audio podcasts that Marvel produce because maybe if they do, like we can they might make more. Is my hope and dream because I really liked them because they have this whole podcast universe. They have this whole audio universe, which is all about. It takes place in an alternative future where this supervillains, the supervillains of the Marvel universe teamed up and won, and now we're in a dystopian future where supervillains rule the earth. It's very fun. It is very fun. It's Doctor Doom. Probably going to be the best Doctor Doom. We'll see. It's Doctor Doom. There's a show about Doctor Doom. There's a show about Star Lord. There's a show about Black Widow. There's a show about Hawkeye, and there's a show about Wolverine. Okay, that's enough of my pitching. How's the birthday cake? A. Very good. Can you taste? Can you taste the Italian plumber? Well, Italian American plumber. Mario. Do you guys ever follow? So much of my things is. Do you guys do the? Do you have you guys heard of this? Do you guys know what the Onion is? So, how is the Ghost game going, by the way? I was obsessed with the Onion as a teenager. I read it. I read that. I read that, Cracked, and the AV Club nonstop as a teenager, and only the Onion really has been good as of late. I've recently checked in with Cracked again. I was like, oh, what's Cracked been doing? It's been like, yeah, Cracked. Cracked at one point sent a dude to Iraq. Like once had a correspondent go to Iraq, and now it's like garbage, just like celebrity gossip stuff. I don't know. Um, I am right there with you. There is something. There is a burnout you get when you're getting close to the end of a project that happens. That I'm currently kind of in that as well with my main project, and it's shocking to happen when you get close to the end that you'll get this massive burnout. It's so shocking to happen. I don't know what to tell you. It just I would just say, it's okay to work on other things for a little bit while you try and get new ideas going for your main one. You know, like it's okay. It's okay. It comes. I'm sure people are tired of me saying this, but it comes in like cycles. Yes, good. From my techno corporate fantasy, for the techno corporate fantasy, yay! With noir elements, and well, I won't say more what other genre it will most likely be because I don't want to spoil. I mean, it's gonna if you get to that certain section, you'll probably figure out pretty quickly. What's his name? Oh yes, sorry. I read that as my friend loves his name, and I'm like, oh, okay. No, your friends love Joe's name. Yes, that's fun. Ooh. I was like, okay. I thought that was like a real random thing to bring up. Like, okay, your friend likes their name a lot. Okay, that's good. This is turning out okay. Could be better, but no, I just thought that was so funny. That was my mistake, not yours. I was like, what? What a random thought, but yes, I'm excited. Okay. So I always feel my poses are so stiff. That's one thing I want to fix. I know how to draw like a few poses, and if I'm just trying to draw something, I kind of default to those. That's not great. That kind of should be. You should always be sort of pushing yourself a little bit with art. But sometimes it's like, I just want to draw what I know because that's fun to draw. Ugh. Where's my back sore? You know, I swam today. Did I mention that? That I did a lot of swimming? I don't know if I did, but I did do that. And I feel good that I did it, but I'm also kind of tired. Oh, yeah. We have a pool. Swimming is good. I do like all the cool moves. I do backflip. I do side flips. I do spinning flips. I invented also a bunch of my own swimming positions. The Olympics is still thinking about them. You know, the Olympics is still thinking about them, but I'm pretty sure they're going to get it as official Olympic things. I pretty much am messaging the Olympic Committee like every day about these new swimming uh, strokes I've come up with. One of them is you put your feet out first, and instead of like swimming with your hands, you swim with your feet, and your feet guide you. As opposed, it's like walking but with water. Second one is you're basically spinning. Instead of like just normal like straight line swimming, you spin around as you swim. It makes you corkscrew, makes you super fast. I also swim with just my neck, and I go like this. Slower, but your neck gets like super powerful by the end of it. It's everybody think if you do it enough, like I assume people will do. Anyways, the Olympic Committee, they haven't got back to me yet, which is fine. I assume they're busy. We're both busy, but I wish they would get back to me sooner, because I've been telling everybody about this, that I have like 6 events in the Olympics that I've created, and I just want to know where I can tell them to get tickets. Also, my pool, you know, it's not technically Olympic size, but the Olympics can determine what size it is. Like, that's the Olympics' jobs. They can just say it's Olympic sized. That's like their job. That's how Olympics works. Yeah, you're the Olympics. You can just say what size is appropriate. And I think it would be appropriate. They can just like do the Olympics in my pool. Like 5 guys. Like we have like the guest room. Like a couple of guys can just sleep there. I don't gotta go all the way to Los Angeles. They can stay here for free. I don't care. Yeah, you're the Olympics. I'm just saying they're having flag football this go around. Why can't they just do? Why can't they just do? You know, corkscrew swimming, where you spin around while you swim, like a corkscrew. Yeah, so I went swimming today. It was good. Oh, I hate that too. Yeah. Did something not go through? Some people have been. Let's see. Is there a whatever? YouTube is so finicky. I gotta be honest. YouTube is so finicky. Okay. God. Oh, what did you mention with Prime? You're free to mention Prime. I just don't know. Are you talking about the greatest energy drink ever, Logan Paul? Logan Paul. I'm afraid of the. I'm afraid of the. You know what I'm afraid of? No, this is. I shouldn't say it. Whatever. I'm afraid of the fact that people who grew up watching Logan Paul are now voting age. I'm like, that is a terrifying concept to me. That people are like, yeah, Logan Paul, that's the guy I really like, are now voters. And I'm like, oh no, this is not going to be great. Not to get too political. Not to get too political. But if anybody is like the pure avatar for capitalist greed, it's probably Logan Paul. If the Soviet Union was still around, all they would have to do to like is he? I did not hear that. Well, he might. I don't know. YouTubers have not actually had that much success. Okay. Okay. I guess he's. Okay. I guess he's formed a caucus. What is he running for? Okay. What's he? Is he? Is it? What? Okay. Oh, what's? Oh, what's? Let me try and fix this. Let me try and fix this. You know, I could just make you like a mod or something, and I don't think you would get hit by that. But let me try and fix this. Okay, that sounds fun, Nelly. Okay. Is there like whatever? What is Matt? What is he running for? Okay, I guess he's just lobbying right now. But is he running for like office of some sort? It seems he's just acting as a lobbyist right now, which is a little different. So lobbyists are controversial, but they are. There's a reason we have them, but it's very controversial. It's not great. There's a point to them, but it's been sort of corrupted. But anyways, um, I guess what he's doing is he's when they need to bring in people who can talk about like the online creator economy and stuff, they bring him in. Uh, let's see, because I'm curious now. This has piqued my curiosity. Is MatPat running for something? No, he's not running for. He's not running for anything yet. He's not. He's not running for anything yet. It seems he just formed a caucus, which means he'll be talking regularly to Congress and stuff. And he's basically a lobbyist, which it sounds bad, but he's basically acting as a lobbyist. I mean, he may be planning to do something in the future. It seems like it, but right now he's working as a lobbyist for the creator economy, and I guess Patreon is the one that's funding it mostly. So basically, what he's doing is he's like kind of schmoozing with congressmen, and if they have a specific issue, if they have a specific, he's supposed to basically lobby for stuff to help the industry, and if they have a specific issue, if they want somebody who knows stuff specifically about like creator economy stuff, he's going to be called in to do that, which makes sense. And they're also going to try and schmooze to get favorable outcomes for creator people. That happens quite frequently. This could potentially lead to him running for Congress at some point, which might happen. But it seems he also just kind of signed a deal. He signed a deal with a big company, so I don't know. He might want to be focusing more on that. Okay. So nothing yet. Although this might be plans. He might have plans for the future. Actually, I like that idea. Sorry. Which makes sense. This is $1 billion industry. Yeah. Yeah. All those sound like good characters. That sounds fun. Were you a big MatPat fan? Hey? I always feel like I don't know if you could tell, but like I tended to be more in like internet spaces. Like I was like big into like web comics and stuff, and like I wasn't really, I didn't really follow YouTube that much till like much later in my life. So I feel like there's all this YouTube stuff that happened in my generation that I have no knowledge about, and I always feel so lost with any of this stuff. Like, no. What, you didn't want to hear like 1,000 theories about Five Nights at Freddy's? He seems fine as a guy. I've never heard people really complain about him as a person. I've never heard any weird thing pop up against him, so I have. Okay. Well, let's come up with some. I believe a while back. Yeah. Yeah, the Pope is really going to be playing that. The Pope is really going to be interested in that. Oh, yes, thank you. Thank you very much. Yes, okay, we're going to put this over here. Yes, thank you. Thank you, young boy, for giving me this. Yeah. Thank you, young boy. Yeah. So funny. I was like the Pope's not gonna play. He's not gonna play Undertale. I get it, but he's not gonna play It's a nice sentiment, Matt, but he's not gonna play it. It's a good game. Yeah, yeah. It's so funny. Sorry, that was so funny when I read that. It's mean. I don't know. I don't want to be mean. It's so funny. Oh, that the Pope Francis didn't even like watch TV. It's not like he's gonna play. Anyways, okay, I'll let it go. Yeah. How is the new one thing? I haven't played it. Is it good? Yeah, he should. This should be now our new religious tradition that that Matt Pat must present the new pope every time a new pope is comes into power. Matt Pat must present him with a copy of a video game. And when Matt Pat someday passes, we'll have an election to elect a new Matt Pat. This has become part of Catholic ritual. This is well there'll be like a cloister. Like, is it? Should I play it? I should probably play it. God, how long has it been since I played Undertale? Too long since I played Undertale. I'll go look. What about you, A? Have you played it? I should play that instead of that stupid movie simulation game I was playing today. I should never let myself near management games because I always lose. I Management games are the exact sort of game that I lose years of my life playing because I just get obsessed with them. Did I ever give you guys my pitch for a management game concept I came up with? I think I did, but anyways, it's basic. So like, a real popular genre of sports games. I know sports, but a real popular genre of sports games is like Football Manager, Baseball Manager. It's like you take on the role of a manager of a club, and I basically had this idea that I wanted to like make a fantasy version of that, where instead of managing like a boring sports club, you manage like an adventuring party. Like your job is to manage the adventuring party and run like run the behind the scenes run the behind the scenes of an adventuring party. Yeah. Oh, oh, you. Hey, Fade, how's it going? How's it going, Fade? Hey, Fade, how's it going? How's it going, Fade? How's it going, Fade? Good to see you. We're hanging out. We're talking Undertales. Soldier Boy. That would be a great name. That would be a great. That's a great superlative. That's a great superlative for Fate. Wait a minute. I'm tired. It is fun. What's going on, Fade? What's going on today? What have you been? What has the fabulous, fantastic, fun-filled Fade finangled, forlornly filtered finality for Friday's Philly Symphony. Okay, I broke. I couldn't think of any more. You like it? You like the symphony? That's good. That's good to hear. I'm glad. That's cool. Live the life of a musician. That's very cool. Yeah. Or you could major in French horn, minor in music education, or dual major French horn and music education. I'm sure there's overlap between the two. Yeah, it's great. Yeah, I'm always quite impressed by that, Fade. I wish I could do music. Well, I'm sure the skills cross over. And then you do, yeah, I know. Just something you have to practice at, and I don't. I know. You're right. I should. It's something I've always wanted to learn how to do. Yeah. But I want to learn how to play an instrument. That's partly what I want to do. It's just, Fade, you go into the music store, you go in the music store, and you're all intent to buy a guitar, and then the guy comes up to you and he says, "Well, what type of guitar do you want?" And it's like, uh, uh, I don't know. I don't know. And then you sheepishly walk out of the music store, and you can never work up the courage to go in it again. It's not a thing I did in real life. Yeah, but what's that? Do you want a strategy? Yeah, the guitar. I want the guitar sounding one. That's the one I want. The one that sounds like a guitar. Yeah, that one. That's the one I want. Hey, Hugo. So, yeah. No, Fade. You don't understand the way my mind works. You don't understand the way my mind works. Don't tell me to do research. Don't tell me to do research on something because I'll spend a year and a half doing research on something, and I will be gripped by indecision. Don't tell me to do it that way. Don't tell me to do it that way because I will spend far too long trying to research it. Yeah. Yeah. See, I like Hugo's method better. I once spent a year and a half researching a lens that I wanted to buy. Yeah. Yeah. I picked a wind instrument too for band. God, what a mistake that was. Not because wind is bad, but because, yeah, yeah. because I had quite severe asthma as a kid, and me picking anything that was wind based was a very stupid idea. I'd play it for like a minute, and then I'd be dead, and we could barely breathe. It was not bright. Should have picked a drum. Yeah, who here would be a band kid? What a ridiculous concept. Yeah. Oh, that's some good darn practical advice right there, my friend. You should do what I do. Do nothing in high school and have zero friends. I did do. See, this is all good. See, this is all good practical advice, Hugo. This is very good practical advice. Yeah. Ugh. Oh, wow, that got hit real quick. Wow. I don't use Spambot. Let's see what that was. Yeah. Anyways. Oh, man. So, what are we all working on today? Okay, night. I'm probably, to be honest, I'm not that far off from you. Oh, that's fun. Was she still a tiefling? Just she didn't have real horns? I like that idea. Her horns just never grew in. I usually try and make this to like 2 hours, but I'm slowly losing my energy. I do have to warn you guys that I do have to focus on finishing a little project in the next few days, so I might not be on for a couple of days. So, because I'm just trying to finish something very quickly. Let's see. Let's see. I just don't think I have the energy to keep them on, guys. I'm sorry. Let's see this clip, and then we'll call it. We'll call it here. I wish I drew something better. I just don't have the energy. I'm sorry. Yes, sand. Okay. Let's listen to this. Okay. I won't play it all. Just oh, it's only 29 seconds. Then we can play it all. Then I don't think I have the energy left to do anything else today, guys. I'm sorry. Okay, where are we? There it is. Very nice. Okay. Well, we're gonna raid somebody. And then I don't know who it will be yet, but we'll raid somebody. And then I'm gonna call it. I'd raid somebody on YouTube too, but I don't know how to do that totally. Oh, is no. Okay. Sure. Yeah, that's better. I didn't realize Kelly's still on. Okay. Okay, and rated. Okay.